What's up, guys? Welcome back to Studio Owners Academy, the #1 resource for dance studio owners, empowering you through education and community. My name is Asia, and today we are going to talk about ways that you can start a dance studio without actually having a building. I know you probably are so anxious and so excited to get started with your dance studio, but finding a building for a dance studio is not always the easiest thing to do. Well, today we're going to dive into ways that you can make that happen even without a building, so stay tuned. The first thing that you have to do is define what type of dance classes you're going to be teaching. There are many dance classes out there, many dance studios out there. Are you going to be for kids? Are you going to be recreational? Are you going to be competitive? Are you going to be an adult studio? There's many ways that you can do this, but first you have to define exactly what you're going to do. The second thing that you want to do is establish your online presence. I know you're probably thinking, how can I establish my online presence if I don't have any students to teach? Okay, there are ways to do that. And one of those ways is to post videos of yourself dancing, post videos of yourself out in the community giving free lessons away, post videos of what it takes to build a dance studio, your process. People want to follow you along the way. So no matter what you do, make sure that you're looping people into what you're doing so that you can get started with building your online presence. Another way that you can get started in your dance studio without a building is to make sure that you're doing virtual classes. I know what you're thinking, 2020 was 4 years ago. You do not want to go back to virtual classes, but trust me when I say people are very much still interested in virtual classes. I have people calling me weekly asking if we're doing virtual classes still. I know that when kids are out sick, they sometimes want to be looped in with virtual classes. Offering virtual classes is still a great way to define your online presence and to build up that clientele base and to also show people what you're doing. Another way that you can establish your presence online and build up that community is to post dance tutorials. A lot of people want to start a dance class, they want to take a dance class, but they're really scared. They might want to do it in the comfort of their own home. So posting those tutorials will not only establish your authority in the dance industry, but it will allow people to take class from you and get to know you as a dance instructor before you have an actual space. Another thing that you can do is use other people's businesses, other people's space. This is actually how I got started. I went in and promoted my program to people. I told them that I would like to implement my program into their facility and how that it was going to be a win-win for both of us, how they could advertise that they have enrichment classes and extracurricular activities in their daycares and after-school programs, and that it would be no hassle to them. Parents would pay me directly, and I would just pull the people who are in my classes, give them their class and their lessons, and then take them back to class, and people loved it. It was an amazing way to get started, and it cost me barely anything. I had established a business. I created some promotional materials for them, which is another great way to do things. I get into the details with that when I talk about my core studio from scratch, but I'm telling you, it was an amazing, easy way to get started, and people loved having the options of having extracurriculars where they were already sending their kids for school. So that's another way to get started. Use other people's businesses, use other people's space. That also goes for community centers, but I know even with community centers, you might have to rent it, and if you don't have any revenue at the time, it can be difficult. That's why I say use other people's spaces and their businesses that they already have and promote it as something that will be of value for them to offer rather than something that you're just renting out. Once you do build up your online presence and you build your business using those virtual classes and other people's businesses, then maybe you can go into renting facilities. Renting facilities is an amazing way to get started. There are a lot of places that don't have classes during those evening times or those Saturday times, such as churches, such as other places that have maybe kids classes during the day but not in the evenings, schools, private schools. Ask them if you can rent their facility. I even had, when I first moved into my bigger space, someone who was renting on the days that we didn't have class. And I told her, she was 19 or 20, I said, you're doing an amazing job. She's doing it the right way. Not overwhelming herself with a bunch of bills, but using other people's space to implement her program is allowing her to get started and to make the money that she needs to make in order to open her own facility. With that being said, she offers a completely different type of dance than I do, something that would never be a threat to me. So you want to make sure that you're going into businesses that wouldn't be in direct competition with you as you're pitching your program to them or trying to get their spaces. And the last thing to just always consider when you're trying to build your business without using a space is to just constantly build your brand. No matter what, people are going to associate you with what you're doing, whether it be now before you have a building or later after you have a building. So keep in mind that you're constantly building that reputation. Provide great services, great customer service. Always leave people's facilities better than when you entered them. Always make sure that you're providing top-notch classes that people will think about you when you do open your space and you tell them, hey, do you want to come take class over here? They're going to say, yes, I would love to. So keep that in mind. Always remember that you are your business's biggest advocate, okay? You are a walking billboard. Make sure that you're representing yourself in an amazing way as you're going into these places and trying to start your business without a building, because hopefully those people come to you when you do open a space. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day and a successful life. I will see you next time.